It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, welcome everyone. I'm Sam Lesante, and we're here at the Laurel Mall at the Cyber Academy, Hazleton Area School District, and this is their monthly report. First of all, I want to thank the school board members for doing a fabulous job in our district and allowing these shows to go on. And I want to tell you that there are so many of you that have sent me emails and are asking me questions, and yes, I do discuss them with our superintendent. But at one show we'll have answers and questions, and we'll be able to address a lot of those things. So don't think because we're not discussing them that we don't care. I do care. Well, I'm with the superintendent, Brian Uplinger, and here we are again up here at the academy. First of all, one question I'll address is, why the Laurel Mall?
It's a fantastic space. It allows our families to get out of the cold. It brings our welcome center to a new location. It brings in 800 students that are in our cyber academy that we couldn't fit in our buildings anyway. So this is a great space for our teachers to be, a central location. Families can get here very easily. They can come in, get tutoring if they need to, have their computer worked on if that's necessary. They do face-to-face different things of that nature in and around the mall. So it just brings that central location, and it's like a little community, a little family.
All right, assuming you did not have the mall, and you had to have this location, or you had to have a cyber academy, what would you do?
Well, all of our staff would be spread around the district. They'd be in different buildings. We wouldn't have that cohesiveness. We wouldn't have that general location for families to go. So say your teacher might be located for science, might be located at Drums Elementary, but you live up here in the city. It would be very difficult for you to go see that teacher. So, but having everybody in one location really, really helps.
Then we also talked about, because we're looking at transparency, we're looking at accountability. And that's one of the things I think this district, and thanks to the school board that we have, make sure that everyone's doing what we have to do and the dollars are going where they should be going. When you're looking at the investment that was made with taxpayers' dollars here, I think one of the shows you said that the first year we got a return.
Correct.
On that.
Yeah,
how did that work?
The same way. We're in a central location. We didn't have to build a building. We didn't have to have a standalone building. We're incorporated into an already physical space. There was only dollars expended on the renovation of the space, which is much less than building a physical building, a standalone building, to house all of our staff members. So that return on investment is almost immeasurable.
Yeah, and that's I wanted to bring that up because I think once again when you're looking at your school taxes, you're getting return. I was just talking to Brian before the show. When you look at the country today, and there's been so many questions about education. Where the country on wholes is not doing that great. However, when you look at the Hazleton Area School District, which is unique, you're looking at a district that is accountable. You're looking at a district that's way ahead in data, which at one point in time we'll present to you. So we can't take this and throw it into the mix and say, well, we're for it and we're not getting our dollars worth. We're certainly getting it, and hopefully through these shows, we'll be able to show that. Am I correct in saying that?
I hope so, yes.
Yeah. When you look at data, which is important,
right.
Okay, we often talk about, are we getting our fair share? That's how, the word is fair share,
Correct.
Brian.
Correct.
Are we getting our fair share from the state? Are we getting our fair share from the government? And if we're not, then we should address it.
Correct.
Okay, and I think that's where we have great legislators. I mean, you couldn't find better ones than we have right now. I'm just hoping that they would respond to say, look, here's what they deserve. Just give them what they deserve. No more, no less.
Correct.
Would you agree
Correct.
with that?
Absolutely, 1,000%. Yeah. We're not getting our fair share. Yeah. There are other districts with similar demographics as us, similar population, that are getting tens of millions of dollars more than what we are. Why? We need to figure out why that's happening, and then we need to get, again, our fair share.
Well, I'm hoping that with the legislators and the senators we have, that we'll be able to address that, okay? And once again, it's not a matter of getting more, it's a matter of fair share. The academy alone, the Cyber Academy, explain what this academy does, what the cyber school does.
We have a K to 12 education for our students that are that want to come here. They may not be good in a traditional setting in a bricks and mortar type of situation. This is better formulated for them, for their learning style. Everybody learns differently. Everybody learns at a different pace. So we want to make sure that we're incorporating those learning styles into the way that our children learn. They're much different than 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, students that they don't all learn the same way any longer. So by having this academy available to serve the population that may be better served in a situation like this, that's why it was created, and to kind of to help the district, and I'll say it, combat those cyber charters that are out there. We can give a much better education. There are staff members, there are district employees. It's utilizing our curriculum. So the transition between bricks and mortar and back to our cyber or vice versa, very, very seamless. Students are on the same level. They have the same curriculum. They can go back and forth as often as they please.
How long have you been with the academy, Cyber Academy?
3 years.
3 years. And what have been some of the results that that we could talk about?
The grades, just in and of itself, with the students that are participating in this type of learning environment, are phenomenal. We have AP classes, we have honors classes, we have students that are doing really, really well in their academics, and that's what we want, and it's leaps and bounds for them.
And teachers, second to none. Believe me when I tell you, all these teachers up here are well qualified and have the passion to educate. And that's the most thing. As a former teacher, I told you, I would find it very difficult for me to be teaching today based on what they have to go through.
Right.
And thank God we have them and they go through that. In terms of promoting the Cyber Academy, who should get involved and how do they get involved with the Academy?
All of our staff members do. That may be a suggestion to a student that's in a bricks and mortar traditional setting that may need to work, may need to travel for various reasons, but staying within the state, within the United States, within Pennsylvania. They may offer that option. There may be some difficulties with attending a bricks and mortar, so a cyber option would be good for them. So our staff does promote these learning environments for them.
And how many students?
Roughly 800.
Wow.
Right, roughly 800.
growing, isn't
It is. When I started with the district, we had 70.
Yeah,
Now
wow.
we're up to 800.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're up here at the Academy here at the Laurel Mall. Beautiful location, and there's a lot of great things happening. They expanded in one area, and they have the store, which we're in the store right now. We'll have Bob Mehalick here will come in and talk about that. We have Kris Bonomo coming up, talking about what's happening here. A lot of great things happening. Your tax dollars at work, and they're being done properly thanks to the school board that we have today. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to the Hazleton Area School District Report. We do it every month, bringing you up to date what's going on. I'm Sam Lesante, and we're here at the Academy at the Laurel Mall. We just spoke to Superintendent Brian Uplinger, who talked about what this cyber school is all about and how many students and where it's helping. And now the principal, Kris Bonomo, no stranger. I love the guy. He's from Partysville. Good town. Born
Excellent
and raised
town.
there. Loved it. Nice people. Keep the town in order for me, okay?
We're doing our
All
best.
right, good. As principal here, okay, what is your, I know what your title is, but what are your duties and responsibilities so people know? Because it's like it's not like going to a high school and there's the principal and,
Right, it sure is, and in that aspect is we don't see the students as much as obviously an in-person principal would. However, my duties range from honestly cleaning up the place, to staging orientations, to meeting with parents, to meeting with students, to staff development with teachers, essentially coming up with the best cutting-edge methods to educate our students virtually.
And what are they?
Right now we use a platform called Microsoft Teams, so it's all live instruction. So our students are logging in at 9 a.m. every morning. They're receiving live instruction across all subject areas, including specials, music, gym, art, all virtually. So giving the students the best experience possible, using the best technology possible, is our goal here at the Cyber Academy.
Do you have to have a certain grade before you use the academy?
Our Cyber Academy is K through 12. So we have full curriculum, same curriculum as in-person, kindergarten through 12th grade.
Who utilizes them? What type of student utilizes?
We have students from all walks of life. We have students who are dealing with anxiety in person.
Okay.
We have students who just chose this method as a preferred method of learning. Some of them learn better in a intimate, small number, small group environment. Some of them come because they're working and supporting their families. This is mostly, obviously, the high school students. Some are athletes. We have students in the top 25. So we have a broad spectrum of students enrolled in the Cyber Academy.
So you're looking at college-oriented or just graduation, or maybe going to Luzerne County Community College, which is a great move from here into a college like Luzerne County Community
Sure.
College.
I mean, we have Division I athletes.
How does that work? I mean, like you're saying, I'm on a computer. How does that work?
Well, our students are privy to every sport, club, or activity that are in-person students. We're an extension of the Hazleton Area School District. Yeah. So we can have a basketball player. We can have a baseball player.
Well, how do you play? I mean, how do you play basketball?
Well, they would play in person, obviously.
Oh,
so,
okay. All right.
So they would participate in extracurriculars and do their work online. At the same time. And also all of our lessons are recorded. So for instance, on the high school level, you have a student who perhaps may be supporting their family, excuse me, working at a plant where they could log on and get their work done by midnight, where it's counted for a grade. So they could watch the recordings from the day, even though they're not working synchronously, they're working asynchronously.
So at 9 o'clock in the morning, if I go online, I'm there with other students that may be in my class.
Correct.
Okay, so the teacher knows who's ever on, right?
Correct. So the teacher takes attendance, and usually all of our teachers do almost like a roll call, a traditional
So they have
roll call.
a special computer at home, the kids?
Correct. Every one of our students has a laptop. So we're one-to-one in the district. That's in person and virtual. So the teachers log in. They could see the students. They ask them, hey, Johnny, how are you today?
Okay.
You turn your camera on. Can I see you for a moment? Hi, Mrs. Kinney. Nice to see you this morning. Yeah. So we keep an eye on our students in that manner as well.
Does a student have an option to hear all the other students when they're responding to a question?
There's a way to mute the students.
Yeah.
So if a teacher is teaching a lesson, and the students, once they know the procedure, it's almost like an in-person class. You know your teacher's rules and regulations. Okay. You know when to call out, when not to. And they also have a raise your hand button, so the teacher can see who has their hand up.
Okay.
It's just an icon that pops up, or physically they could raise their hand. But if you would walk through these halls at 9 a.m. in the morning, it would almost be like walking through a regular school. Wow. Because you hear the teachers, you hear the students. It's an amazing sound.
So I see each teacher has their own different class or different office area. So if you're so you teach English, all the courses are taught here.
Correct.
Okay, via online.
Microsoft Teams. Yep, live instruction.
Yeah. I find that very interesting.
It's an amazing concept. It's one that we've been very, very successful with, and very lucky to have the support of the school board, central administration, and all the believers in this program to watch it blossom from 70 students to nearly 800.
It's amazing, Kris, because when you look back and when you didn't have this, and if you were in a situation with your family, particularly, many elder people, they just had to quit school.
Correct.
They didn't have the chance to get educated, No. So now, through the Hazleton Area School District and the Cyber Academy, you have an opportunity now to learn something and to still be able to work.
To work and support your family at the same time.
I asked Brian before about data, and you're here as the principal, so you see the success. We are watching. We don't know. We don't see the kids. We don't see the excitement. We don't see the fact that they learn. So there have been a lot of success stories, haven't there been?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all of our parents are very, very pleased with the education their students are receiving. We see it every day. I hear it every day. We have monthly activities up here where the students come up to celebrate. It could be a holiday. It could be Earth Day, could be Valentine's Day, and just to see these students, how they bond. It's a virtual bond during the school day, but when they come up here for activities, it's just like they're in-person classmates. They're hugging and they're...
Very quickly, what about the new center, the Welcome Center? Talk about that.
So the Welcome Center, which we just opened about a month ago, is a very crucial part of this puzzle here. It doesn't really play into the cyber part. Well, behind it are the offices for the rest of our cyber teachers, so that was our missing link. But the Welcome Center was just what it sounds like. It's to be a welcoming experience for families that are new to our area, new to our schools, where they could feel welcome. They could come to register and not stand outside, not be in inclement weather, to be in the comfort of the mall while we register them. And we also have a bilingual liaison who works the front desk. She's in charge of helping these families with registration who may not speak English as their first language. That's the crucial piece that we were missing.
Wow. So it's expanding.
It's expanding.
Yeah. And maybe expand a little bit more too. Yeah.
That would be up to the powers that be, but we'd be happy to expand even more.
Let me tell you, you have a great school board.
We do.
You have a great school board, and not too many districts are blessed to have the kind of people that we have in our school board today. And I keep mentioning that because I was a chairman of the trustees of the college. And I know very important it is when you have trustees who are dedicated to education, and I see our school board dedicated to what they're doing. So I wish them the best. We're up here at the Hazleton Cyber Academy. We'll be back, show you the store. Well, welcome back to the Hazleton Area School District Report. We do it every month. Remember, we have other reports, my friend. We have the Schuylkill Report. We have the Luzerne County Community College Report. We have Visit Luzerne County Report. We have, of course, this report, and we have the Hazleton Mayor's Report. For those of you in Schuylkill County, just so you know, we have reached out. I've reached out to the new mayor. I have not received any comment from him yet to do the mayor's report that we used to do in Pottsville. So I don't know what's going on, but however, we did. So just so you know, I did talk to the current mayor before he became mayor. Anyway, we're here with Bob Mehalick, who is the assistant superintendent. No stranger. I know him since he was a little guy like this, and he grew, and I'm still a little guy. How does that happen, Bob?
I'm not so sure.
You grow up, and I
don't think I've grown so much either over the years.
You're assistant superintendent. We got a good guy in you because you left Mountaintop, came to us, and you're doing a great job. Seriously, you're dedicated.
Great team. The work under Dr. Uplinger is, I'm so fortunate.
I love your enthusiasm, and I love the fact that you have the passion for the kids, and you really mean that sincerely. Now let's talk about, folks. This is vintage stuff. Okay, Wildcats, Freeland Whippers, and of course my alma mater, Hazleton. Tell me about this store. I mean, you worked on it for a long time. You tried to get the merchandise, and boy, I'm glad you waited because you got all the great stuff. Tell me about this store.
We did. Well, we're so excited to launch the Hazleton Area Spirit Store, which will be opening tomorrow, which is Wednesday, February 19th. So we're so excited about this. It is a long time coming, about a year and a half in planning. We're a school district, and I do believe we do it really well, from the very top, to our maintenance and our security. Everyone, we do a great job. What none of us have ever done before was open a store.
Yeah, so I have.
you have, but many of them.
Many of them. Right.
We could have used your help here.
Me and Johnny Morano.
We'll do a good job. Had how many music stores across the region? Yeah. But none of us in our in our district had ever really opened a store before. Yeah. But it started with an idea that Dr. Uplinger, had with, getting our brand out there a bit more. Everybody knows the Hazleton Area School District, but do they have items that display, do our kids have the ability to buy, purchase things that can show how proud they are to represent the Hazleton area? Yeah. So it began with a concept and an idea. Of course, we moved into the Laurel Mall for our cyber school, and then it just fell into place. We made a little space in our cyber school, which is separate from the school and from the teachers. But yet, nonetheless, it's a beautiful space that we're in right now. And from there, we were so fortunate to work with Discover NEPA. Discover NEPA is the organization that made it possible for every piece of material that we have. They were the ones that donated it to us. So working with them, we purchased all the clothing items that we think will be in demand from our community. And then from there, just getting everything in place in terms of the stocking, the inventory, learning the POS system, so much stuff to do, and then bringing it together with our students, because of course it has to be about the students and bringing our students together. And what's so close and near and dear to the district is our unified sporting teams. Well, it's the same concept with this store. It's going to be unified. Our students with special needs working with our students from the business department and coming together and really operating this store and seeing where we could take this. Of course, it'll be supervised with a couple administrators, myself, Lindsay Wagner, Mr. Bonomo, as well as teachers and paraeducators will be manning the store as well. But our students will have a big part in this, and we're very proud of that.
Bob, you talk about, the students and the dedication you have. So we mentioned before about, there's a big discussion in the country today where they're exposing a lot of, money that's been wasted. However, when it came to the Department of Education, they're talking about the money they spent and the fact that we're probably the lowest in education. But however, you can't take the Hazleton Area School District and throw that in that mix. I don't know if you heard some of the interview, but the point is that we are separate and we do our own thing in the data, which at one point in time, Brian and I will discuss it. Coming from, another area, coming into the district, what have you seen? Give me about a minute on this.
Yeah, no, again, I'm so proud to have been able to come back to my home school district, one that I was very familiar with as a Board of Education member for 12 years.
Yes.
I began my career here as a teacher, a special education teacher. What I can tell you is that, we're one of the lowest tax school districts in the entire area. We spend less on our students than 490 some other school districts, and yet I believe we provide so much more than most school districts in the state of Pennsylvania and beyond.
And one thing you mentioned, you saw it from within because you sat as a school board member. Looking at it from another side and then coming into the system, you could really appreciate, like we have Barletta on the board and others who are the board members on.
Mrs. McBride.
Mrs. McBride. And you got Jeff Kubitz.
Jeff Kubitz coming
Jeff brings tremendous knowledge to the area. So you have all these great people. I don't really mean to Ms. Szymanski. Every one of the school board members have something to bring, and that's important, I think, when you think
It really is. I mean, again, being on the board for 12 years and then, of course, now being here and working, probably this is the third board that I'm working with. They are a special group of people, very, very supportive. None of these things happen. The cyber school, moving into the Laurel Mall, opening a store, a welcome center, JROTC, none of that can be possible without the support of a board that understands that we need to do things a little bit differently than we've done in the last 50 years of our existence.
See, what you bring as a school board member, being on the board in the school district, you have that knowledge. So you save a lot of time, a lot of nonsense, and there's nobody, I don't know of any board member that has, when they have personal agendas, then the politics begin, and that's when I think things begin to shatter. When you think so?
Yeah, and that's what's missing, and that's what's such a blessing here in this district. It's none of that. It's Dr. Uplinger is our leader. He leads, and he's able to do that. The administration, our faculty, our staff. It's not a board that's micromanaging, but it is a board there to listen. It is a board there to support, and that's what you hope you would be able to.
I hope so. This academy is unbelievable. I was just telling Kris, if they never had this, at one time people had to quit school. But Bob, keep the good work up here.
I appreciate that so much.
Assistant Superintendent, know him a long time. Come up and visit the store. This is great. They're selling these, incidentally. They're selling these. It's one other thing that we do in our school district, my friends. And once again, thanks to the school board for being who they are and doing the best for our students. We'll see you next time.